All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another episode. This time we're in the city. We're actually in the city. We didn't leave the city this time. Usually we leave the city to go to the pods, but today we want to welcome Arjun Atwal, founder of AZ1 Hockey. Thank you for taking time and coming out today, man. It's a pleasure having you on the podcast, and can't wait to dive into all the conversations around sports, especially around South Asian and just hockey in general. So thank you for coming on, man. And for people that might not know who you are, let us know who you are, what you're about. And, Edmonton got some talent out here, hidden gems, and you're one of them.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on, first and foremost. Pleasure to see what you guys are doing and reaching new heights in your guys' field. So, first and foremost. But yeah, I am Arjun Atwal. I'm a lifelong athlete, born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta. Proud. Alberta, yeah. Lifelong Oilers fan, now's a good time. But no, I like I said, I played hockey and soccer, but mostly hockey my whole life. I was lucky enough to be a good athlete. I started playing when I was 5, got on the ice at 3 or 4, and was inspired by my cousins and my brother, especially to get on the ice and get going. My dad played kabaddi, my mom played various sports in India, and they immigrated here when they were younger. My dad was about 12, 13. My mom was 18, but okay. I was lucky enough to play AAA levels through all of minor hockey and excel. I was the first South Asian or Punjabi to have many scoring records or top scorers, MVPs throughout, and that drove me to push the limits, not only for myself, but also for South Asians. Represent the culture, right?
No, it's so true.
So that was my motive. I was lucky enough to be the first South Asian from Alberta to sign in the Western Hockey League, the WHL. It's the first South Asian to win the U Sports National Champion or Canada West Championship with the University of Calgary Dinos. And I'm lucky enough today to still work in hockey. I'm coaching at HC Edmonton, and obviously I'm the founder of AZ1 Hockey and helping so many new South Asians.
So funny. When I bumped into your foundation, right? So when first time I read it so quick, I didn't even read it fully. I read it as AZ Hockey. In my head, I saw AZ, rest. I said, fuck the rest. I just started reading it. I'm like, AZ Hockey, but it doesn't make sense. I'm like, AZ the Hockey, fam. Because for me, then I read it, I'm like, oh no, it says AZ1 or AZ1 for people that are out there. But, going back to your childhood, like, do you think your athletic background was always the main core that just driven you in places? Because the competitive aspect, we talk about it all the time. Mook talks about it. We talk about it all the time. And it makes you who you are, and it stays with you throughout your life. And the fact that you accomplished so much throughout your journey, even being the WHL and competing on the highest level during that time and playing at Calgary Dinos, and all, that's something that we can strive to, and especially of color. Because predominantly hockey's, let's just be frank, is for white people.
Yeah.
Like the sports, not saying, yes, but predominantly it's all white people. Yeah. You won't see, maybe 1 or 2 black guy in there, but that's only player I know is George and LaRock. For many years, that was only it. And the only thing he did was just mess people up. But, and so in a sports that was predominantly Caucasian dominated field, for you, growing up in that, was that something that you always you know what, I want to succeed in this, excel in this? Or were you ever deterred to be man, it's for white people, I don't want to do this?
100%. Along the ways from ages 8, 10, I started to face some issues. And my parents stood right by me. My siblings stood right by me. And for me, I would take that and transform it into I want to show these people that I'm better than them simply because they're doing this. Yeah. They're trying to discriminate against me. And I'm not going to deter or say, this isn't for me. I'm going to make it for me. So that's just how I'm wired. I won't say much, I won't react, but I'll respond in a way that I like. So for me, that's what drove me. It drove me to work harder. Like you said, sports, whether it's hockey, soccer, volleyball, basketball, whatever it is, it instills values in you. And this is the main teachings I take to AZ1 Hockey. Yes, we all want to play in the NHL. We all want to be McDavid, but that's the 1% of the world, right? We're not all going to get there. Yeah. Harsh reality. It's a Caucasian-dominated sport, especially hockey. But it, like I said, the values instills. work ethic, how to deal with adversity. I think that applies to any field. You guys can start a podcast, you're going to deal with adversity. You're going to work in finance, you're going to deal with adversity. You're going to play hockey or soccer, you're going to deal with adversity. So the time management, how to deal with things, how to work with a team, how to better yourself and the discipline it takes, that's why I really strive to do what I do today. And that's what got instilled in me, and I'm so thankful for that, because I learned so many lessons along the way and getting up to those levels, and I wouldn't have got there if I didn't learn that early. So as much as that's a negative, it helped me. So I thank them.
You turned into a positive though. Yeah, because like pushing that boundaries, that's what it's about, right? Like there's going to be uncomfortable moments in certain things, right? Like seeing someone of color on the ice with like people predominantly, let's say, just all Caucasian. It looks weird. It looks odd. As you said, some people might not pass you the puck, but I don't like that guy. I don't want him to do good. But I think even like just talking about Edmonton in general, but I feel like we have embraced that diversity though. I truly think so, because you'll see here and there one or two people that might, be like, oh, like fuck this a brown guy, like, just discriminating. But overall, I feel like we grew up in an environment where like it's pleasantly pretty good, I would say. So I never experienced any crazy discrimination or racism, even though I didn't know I couldn't even speak English when I came here. And the amount of people that helped me out, like they didn't care whether they thought it was cool. This little dip kid, let me help you. It's so, so speak on that more so on the community side. So you growing up as an athlete, competing on the highest level, and then you're like, you know what, I want to transition into my own foundation, but focus on the South Asian side and the color side, and having more representation in that sport. So AZ1, what was that for you, and where did the idea come from? Or was it something that you always, like one day, I want to push that agenda and showcase our skills more on a grander level? Because that's what you guys are accomplishing right now.
100%. And like you said, on the community level, when I played, it was me and maybe one other South Asian or BIPOC athlete on my team ever. Even in my high school, I went to Vimy Ridge. It was a hockey school. I was in the hockey program. There was 3 kids in junior high. I went to high school. I was the only one. So to build on that, that's where AZ1 kind of comes from. I want to put South Asian and BIPOC athletes together. I want to mold those friendships, right? You see other kids playing, you're like, oh, I'm not alone. I might be on a team this year alone, but in a year I can go play with my 3 buddies that I met at AZ1 Hockey Camp, that I met at AZ1 Mentorship. We do South Asian Summits with the Oilers, and we had 34 South Asian athletes. There was 5 or 6 girls, which is unbelievable. That's my favorite part, right? So it's building those connections, not only for the kids, but the parents, right? They get to meet, they figure out what hardships they're facing, and they work together. They lean on me or my team, but that's what we do. Like we want to work with grassroots, we want to work with pro, but change takes time, and it's not gonna be perfect in 10 years. It's not gonna be perfect tomorrow. But if I look back 10 years and we look back to right now, like you said, it's a good community. Edmonton especially is a good place. As much as we want to talk about what we faced, we also have to talk about I had a lot of good people in the hockey world that I met that I'm still connected with today, right? Like Sean Bell's a good figure in my life. He's a BIPOC, he's a black male. He played for the Oilers. He's head coach and GM at HC Edmonton for another age group that I am. And he's somebody that I've leaned on throughout. He was a coach at Sherwood Park Crusaders when I was there. He moved along my journey with me at Vimy Ridge as well. So there's a lot of people you meet that you lean on in a good way, and then there's obviously the adverse sides too. So like you said, that's where AZ1 Hockey stems from. I want to be that person for these kids, and not only the kids that are in AZ1 now, I want them to kind of become the next gen. So they play wherever they may go. Maybe they get a scholarship, maybe they go to school, maybe they quit hockey, that's fine. But I want them to be the next generation that kind of guides and people can lean on, because they've done it with me. They learned the process, they learned the values, they push that forward.
And then how about with just even before talking about AZ1, like you were a pro hockey player, like you played for multiple teams, and then we were just talking about it earlier before the podcast that you could have gone overseas to play hockey, but you decided to start this foundation. What was it? What was that reason for? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like we do look at just getting into the league itself. Just I don't know what the percentage is of like trying to just being selected by a team or drafted or anything like that. But you decided to stop pursuing that and starting this foundation. Why is that exactly?
Well, as any athlete, your ultimate goal is to play professional. And I got to really good levels, like you said, but I could have pushed further. I could have played in Sweden, I could have played in Austria. But at that point in my life, it was a decision. Do I move across the world and pursue my singular career goals? Or do I stay here? And at that point, AZ1 was about 4 years old. And either I really blow this thing up and do it kind of full time and help many athletes, diverse athletes, especially the youth. Like, we help grassroots athletes, meaning try hockey, 4 or 5 year olds learning to skate, all the way up to people playing pro, pursuing Europe, pursuing college sports, pursuing junior hockey, WHL, whatever it may be. So for me, it was, you kind of have to sacrifice a little bit to move forward in anything. I sacrificed my personal want and goals for helping the next generation, right? There's a lot of kids at that point leaning on me, and I have no regret from my decision, because now what I see in the last year that's happened, I've been nominated for the Willie Award. I've helped probably 400 kids on ice, 500 maybe, mentorship meetings almost daily, video analysis. So it's not so much that we're only doing on ice, we're only doing off ice, but that's what really drove me. It's the foundation, not only for me, but in our communities. Teaching parents, teaching athletes, teaching BBs and Babas what it means to be part of a hockey culture, a hockey family, right? And not only that, it can be sports. So you don't have to play hockey, but we can help you in any really sport, because the same values apply.
Yeah, and you know what the cool thing is? You kind of alluded to it. Seeing generations and how we have passed on the sports legacy in a way. What I mean by that is, in our culture, we know, like, our parents, like, they don't place as much importance on it, maybe back in the days when they moved here, right? Rightfully so. Mm. It's an uncharted territory that they know is not going to succeed given what they have seen, or they don't. It's a nuanced conversation, right? But it's, you know what the cool journey for me to see is how that has evolved. And now imagine we reverse this, let's say closer to 2010, and we didn't see enough representation or even pushing our kids. And that's one of the things I want to speak to you about, is pushing our kids to be in sports and the manner we do it in. Because the thing is, like, a lot of parents do push them, but, like, we're rough with them. Mm. I get it. Like, we need to have a reality check as well with the kid. But, like, okay, are you taking this serious, or are you just doing it for the shits and giggle? That needs to be differentiated, right? If it's just for the shits and giggle, okay, calm. But if you want to compete at the highest, you're going to have to work your ass off. But the thing is, but in our culture, that understanding, you're laughing, but you probably know, right? Yeah. Finding the middle ground, like, we have came this far. Yeah. We have came this far to actually putting our kids in the sports and everything. Mm-hmm. But what do you think's been the cool thing about you in seeing the parents that are getting more and more involved, and how it has kind of evolved over time period? And speak on how the parents can actually help their kids in a better way in motivating them. Because motivation comes almost, it doesn't come to them. Motivating our kids, I'm telling you, it comes in the most weirdest format in our culture. Mm.
Yeah, so speaking on the motivation for kids, first of all, that's why we do cool events outside of just our regular programming. We do South Asian nights with the Oilers, we've done with the Flames, we've done with the Winnipeg Jets, and kids come to these games. We have opportunities for them to play on ice shootouts during the game. They see McDavid playing, they get free tickets with a parent. Like, those are opportunities to really see, like, whoa, I can one day get here if I work hard enough, right? I can get close. I can work not only as a player, I can work in media. Like, Tony Barrar is Oilers reporter in game and Oilers TV all the time. Like, you see him every game you go, right? There's Myrna Khan, there's Manny Sira that we brought out to an Edmonton Oilers South Asian Summit that I alluded to earlier, that we had all these South Asian kids, and we showed them that this is attainable, right? We had goal setting, we taught them how to be punctual, like what it takes to get to the next level and why. Like, what's there for you? It's not just sports, there's jobs, but if there is sports, this is your motive, like, push. If you're gonna do this, if your parents are gonna put this time and money that they now have, right? Second generation, third generation kids, use that and don't take your opportunities for granted. And on the parent side, it's the education. Apne parents are gonna say, "Kama kara, jimant ka," right? They have one way of messaging. That's how they're programmed, and I get it, because that's what they had to do, and there was no choice. We have choices, right? We're like, yeah, we're gonna go do it. I'll go work out, and I'll do it 50%. You're not gonna go nowhere, right? So for me, it's breaking that barrier and also educating the parents. You can't always yell at your kids, right? You can't always have the mean, stern. Sometimes you have to connect with them. Not all kids are the same. Some kids do need the Jedika, right? They do. Some kids do, but some kids don't, right? So for me, it's teaching them that they don't have to quit to go to school. Yeah. They can earn scholarships. If I have a kid that plays till they're 16 and they earn a scholarship at 17 and go to university, my job's done. I'm content. I don't care if you go pro. But for me, that's teaching the parents that they don't have to quit to go to school, right? That's the messaging for me and my team, a lot of the parents. This isn't just to go pro or make a career out of it. There's many avenues, and it's the networking and who you meet, who you know. That's how you move forward in today's world, especially.
And then how was, speaking about just the relations with parents and trying to bring up the whole, atmosphere of trying to continue on sports. Curious to know, how was it with you personally, with your own parents, as growing up, trying to be hey, I actually like the sport. I actually want to pursue more, I'll put in a lot more training and all that stuff. How was that, communication with your own parents?
I'll be honest, my parents are the best. I'm thankful and very gifted for what the opportunities I had, right? They put their goals aside. They put their vacations aside to help me and my siblings pursue sports. It's not cheap. It's not easy, right? Time consumption. My brother would play in Devon and I'd be in BC, and my sister's somewhere in the middle doing something, and there's only two of them, right? Right. So I'm beyond thankful. I didn't have to push them. They pushed me. So if I had that hurdle, maybe I'm not sitting here today talking about what I'm talking about. But I'm very thankful, right, of them. But they were more hockey addicts than me, and that's my whole life. That's all I did, and that's all I really still do. Right? You do your school stuff, but that's your passion. And for my parents, it became even my mom. My dad was athletic and in the gym, so he knew how to train. He passed that along. But my mom really grew. Right? She learned the sport. She learned how to get to rinks. She learned the addresses. She learned how to communicate with the other parents. And now she's more of a hockey addict than me. She'll know stats that I don't know. And at home, it's fun. We call her Twitter. That's her nickname. Because she's Twitter, right? Twitter, right? So that's the relationship. And we bonded over that. Me and my parents, my siblings, you become friends as you get older. Yeah. And like I said, I'm thankful. I didn't have that adversity that many kids do. And like I said, just thankful and grateful.
Yeah, I think one of the points I'm going to touch upon is kind of to be the best, you got to train like the best. And I do think to a certain extent we lack that understanding, because we speak to younger kids, right? And I see their work ethic. I'm sorry, it's just not there. It's not. It's if I, what Kobe said, if I got to push you to get you to the gym, it's not meant for you, right? That doesn't mean you can't get there one day, but in that current state of mind, you're not going to go anywhere, right? Now, a lot of the times when I'm speaking to someone who's younger and I'm trying to tell them yo, listen, they have this stubbornness and ego, but no, you can't tell me, but then they start arguing back. And I'm looking at them, who the hell are you talking back to? Yeah, who are you? I'm I'll just whoop your ass right now on the ball court. Get your ass. You see that? I give you an ass whooping. Don't tell me I'm going D2, D3. You can't get past me, right? And then they got frustrated. Habir is a perfect example. Oh my God, I'll tell you a funny story. We always play ones, right? And so it's because we don't play professionally. We don't. We just play LA Hoopers. We're LA Hoopers. LA Fitness Hoopers, right? So when we beat him, he gets so mad. He's like, I can't beat you guys. How the fuck am I gonna play in the US? He's like, fuck this, rips his jersey. I'm looking at him what is going on? I'm why are you getting so mad? rather than looking at this as an opportunity, be okay, how do I get better? Right? You probably bump into the kids that are the mental aspect of it. I don't know if it's due to social media or what it is. I do feel that weakness, that lapse they have when it comes to the mental side of it, they have so many hurdles they can't get over. I don't know. So how do you deal with that? Because it's not easy, man. If the kids will keep dogging back, I might get out, man. You don't want you here anyways.
100%. And the attitude is there. I won't lie. The attitude is there. But like you said, you show them. Get on the court. Get on the field. If you know better than me, let's go one-on-one. Let's go right now. We'll battle in the corner. Right? Yeah. Come at me. Do it. If you know more than me, do it. Let's do it. And then a couple shitters later, the attitude's humbled, right? So like you have to show them, right? Sometimes you can't teach them, you have to show them. And for me, that's why a big part of AZ1 is we keep our coaches at an extremely high level. You have to be a current player or past players at elite levels to pass on that knowledge and humble kids. Because like you said, they don't always have that work ethic. They just say, oh, I'm good. I scored 40 points this year. What do you know? You don't know nothing. Yeah, you retired, right? You don't know, right? I'm the best,
You're the old
right?
head now.
Yeah, you're the old head. And I'm like, no, I ain't. I'm still, get your ass on the line, right? So it's finding that line, but also teaching it in a way where the kids can relate and still have that respect level and that fun environment. But for me, it's showing them compete level and like you said, work ethic. You can't go nowhere without it. And then I always tell them that if you don't want to do it here and you go quit, this is too hard. Yeah. You're going to go to school. It's not easy. Yep. You're going to have to study for exams. You're going to have to meal plan. You're going to have to time manage. Nothing you do is going to be easy. Yeah. So you can either learn the work ethic here and be privileged to play this great sport that your parents are putting time into and do it in a fun way, or you can learn it the hard way. So sometimes it's a little bit of an eye-opener, and that's needed. I went through it. I was doing so well in my career, everything's going well, and then you plateau, right? You get a phone, you get older, you see girls, you see this, right? You start going out, you move away from home, you get freedom. Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm the top of the world. I'm going to the NHL. Ain't nobody stopping me. I don't got to go to the gym in the morning. But you get humbled pretty quickly, and I think the kids that are going to know, and the kids that aren't will find something else to do. But it's our job to just say, hey, don't worry about it, but here's something else you can do and lean on us either way.
Yeah. And I think kind of that speaks to the team that you have put around as well, though. Like just focusing on the coaching and just actually the team in general. Because like you need a good team all around on all levels, whether it's coaches or people that help you out, your family members, your friends, whoever it is. You need good people around to make this. It's like a village you run in at the end of the day, right? That's what it is. So speak on that more, like especially when it comes to the coaches. Because coaches can literally either make or break your team and having a good team around you. So when you're assembling all these pieces, how do you even go about that? But like, okay, now like this guy comes, they're like, hey, I'm a great coach, hire me. You probably get that all the time. Oh, this guy's a youngin', man. What do you know? I'm 40, 50 years old. What you telling me I can't do my job, right? You're gonna tell me no? Yeah. How do you decipher all that?
Yeah, so for me, AZ1 started small. I had 4 or 5 parents come up to me and say, you're doing well in hockey. We saw you in the paper, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get on the ice. And my first calls were to James Hamlin and Josh Patterson, my 2 best friends at the time. I played with both of them growing up, both Gore, but that was my first call because I knew they were my type of people, very close to me, same values, liked supporting community, and they have the knowledge, right? So those were my first 2 coaches. And then you expand from there. Like you said, you can't have all 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds and say, hey, yeah, we're going to do a great job. Yeah. So I have Sonny Seco, unbelievable mentor. He's executive director at Brick Invitational Tournament, one of the biggest tournaments in the world. We have Dampy Brar, founder of South Asian Hockey. So you get the layers. They organically came from me. I tapped into my network. I had my brother who mentored me. That was my AZ1 Hockey, right? And luckily for me, it was at home. He didn't have the mentorship. He didn't know he had to train, but he trained me. He put me on the treadmill at 6 a.m. and he's like, yeah, get up, let's go. And I'm like, who's this guy? Right? Yeah, like it's 6. School's at 8:30, right? But now I'm so thankful of him, right? Mm-hmm. So he's a big member. We have Asher Adnan, one of my really good friends. He's an unbelievable ball hockey player and played Southside Athletic Club, played good hockey, but like he didn't have mentorship. He didn't know to train, and now he's so thankful that he can give back, right? So the team is organically coming together. James Hamlin played for the Oilers 30 games a year ago, so he played for the Oilers, and kids see him, and it's like, wow, right? So cool. Yeah. And then we were lucky enough to tour the Oilers dressing room this July at the Oilers Summit, and they have a fitness board in their gym for the records on each fitness test. There's fitness testing for every team, and he had 3 of them. And the kids see that, and they're like, oh, that's an athlete? Wow, all right? You beat McDavid at X test, right? This guy knows what he's doing. Maybe I should work harder, right? So it's things like that that really bring the team together. And then it's also, you're not always looking for, say, the best player. You're looking for the best coach. And that's two different things. And I've learned that in the last 5 years of, you have to connect with the kids first and foremost. You have to know how to teach. And that's a skill in itself. And you have to have the hockey knowledge, which is very key. And we try to educate our coaches. We put in the work. We're there an hour early usually, talking over drills, talking over little aspects, little details. The attention to detail is high. The practice planning is high. And it's cooperation. We're a group of friends at the end of the day that have gotten really close because of it. So hockey brought us together, and now we're giving it back.
Yeah, that's so dope. And you know, like even your foundation, like recently, obviously you were nominated for the one of the final nominees for the Willie O'Ree Award, right? For the audience that might not know, explain what that is, like if you don't mind.
Yeah, the Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award is an award given to an individual that has a lasting and very extreme impact in their community. Giving back through the sport of hockey. Willie O'Ree was the first black athlete, I think first BIPOC athlete even, to play in the NHL. Willie's unbelievable person, unbelievable soul. He's just his birthday a couple days ago. Yeah, so it's, you see people talk, you see PK Subban, you see George Larocque, many, Anson Carter, like you see all these prime BIPOC figures that have played in the NHL. Speak about Willie, and I was a finalist, and you learn who Willie O'Ree was, and it motivated me to build AZ1 further, grow it further, give back, because Willie O'Ree made the NHL at a time where racism was prominent in the world. So if he can laugh through that, and he's a very happy, humble, like very contagious personality type of person. So yeah, meeting him was an amazing experience. But not only to be nominated for an award like that, put in my name and my family's name in that sentence is what I aspire to do, and truly humbled by it. My grandpa, my dada, got to be in the video of Willie O'Ree Community Hero. So for me, that's like iconic. Yeah, like that's I made it, right? So for me, that's huge. But the Willie O'Ree Award is exceptional. There's 3 finalists in the States. There's 3 in Canada, and we all got to go to New York end of September and meet and collaborate and see how we can help each other, which I think is the most valuable part.
Yeah, like collaborating. Because the thing is, like, I don't think people realize, like, man, like, this is the award, like, that pinnacle of, like, as you said, the NHL, like, the highest level of reward you can get for a selfless act you did for your community, right? And even accomplishing that feat is just, it shows your character as a person. Because, like, that's somebody that can aspire to, that, like, one day I want to be like that, man. Like, you know, I want to be on that same position as Arjun. So, you know, kudos to you. You deserve a round of applause where, or you should be given your flowers where you know, when it presents. And having someone even of color is so cool. Being up there, and yeah, man, it shows your testament to who you are and what you want to carry forward. And, you know, one day, knock on wood, you know, that award will be yours, you know. Not saying that, yo, I'm going for that. No, but, you know, it's cool to see. So, you know, yeah, kudos to you when you have that. But, you know, one thing, okay, I know this is like off topic. One thing I do want to speak of is, man, these organizations, there's so many damn organizations, okay? Half of them, I'm telling you, there's ill will. Half of them are in for money. I'll be honest, right? Now, differentiating that, why do you think it's becoming so prominent? Like, people are using this a format of, oh, I can make money off of this. Oh, you're using a platform that's meant for a fundraiser or kids and putting forth a better, you know, path, a paved path, but they're pocketing the money on the backside. And now you're looking at the side of like, oh, man, now this organization popped up. Now it's human nature. But like AZ1, we're like, oh, he's probably scamming too. Yeah. It's a natural human being like thing to do, right? Now, when it comes to that side of that, like, have you experienced when you're building this, you've seen some people like questioning what you're doing, or even certain people pitching you certain things, but like, oh, Arjun, you should do this. We're like, what?
Yeah. So Yeah, if I came up here and said AZ1 Hockey was my get-rich-quick scheme, I'd be failing first and foremost, and I'd be lying. So there is a lot of organizations that do that. Like they get the government grants or they get the community organization grants. They get grants from sports teams all over. Whether you use that well or in the right way, I think God is always watching. I believe in that. And for me, it's a seva aspect to it too. Like if I was in it for the money, I could just not create this. I could just pursue my own pro career and then I could go coach and work for money. Like if that was my end goal, to make the most amount of money, I wouldn't do it through my foundation, right? Having a nonprofit organization, it's not for the money. It's to make money and put it back into registration fees for kids. Sessions for me are pennies on the dollar for, sometimes we have 4 kids on the ice. And if you go to prominent camps, not only in Edmonton, anywhere in Western Canada that I've actually been to, my parents have paid for, you'd be surprised how much 1 hour costs, right? You'd be really surprised. I think some people would really be like, wow, this isn't worth it. Like go play soccer. Right?
No, it's so expensive too.
It is.
A hockey stick's $420.
Yeah, see.
It's fucking crazy.
No, like, no, hold on. Go back to that. Just equipment alone, man. I think we spoke on this before as well. Like, it's not cheap. Like, getting your shin pads, I don't even know what the hell you wear. I don't know, like, all the equipment you wear.
Yeah, there's
skates.
a lot.
Yeah, like, all that. Like, how do you even support that? Like, even as a kid, be like, oh, your parents are like, man, I can't spend $1,000 just on equipment. I don't know how much it is. Probably more than that.
Yeah, like for kids, it's about that, but kids grow. Like you're 6, you go through a growth spurt, and 4 months later, you need all new equipment. Your feet have grown, your head's grown, your arms grown. Like it's not easy. So I try to like the next big goal is to have a charity organization linked to AZ1 Hockey, and all the funds that come through there would strictly go to equipment. Yeah. And another finalist with me in the Willie O'Ree Award was First Shift Hockey. Or Next Shift Hockey, sorry. Next Shift Hockey. And Mac James is a wonderful guy. His platform is simply getting equipment donations and putting that forward, or buying equipment from monetary donations and giving that out. Like, even when we met in New York, he drove from Ottawa with equipment and gave it to people there. And like, how can you not like see that and be like, this is unreal, right? So to go back to your point of putting the money where it's supposed to go, you can't watch everyone and you can't surveil that. Like when you get it from certain organizations, there is reporting. You report where your money goes. You have to show. So lucky enough for me, all of the money I've gotten has gone from organizations like that. So I like it that way. But the third-party people that come to you, I think once they come to the camp or come to the summit or come to the mentorship session, I think they can really feel if you're genuine or not. Yeah. If you're doing it for the money, you're going to do 30 minutes, you're going to have 4 points, you're going to talk off a PowerPoint, and you're going to be, okay, yeah, see you later, have a good time. Many times even on this Thursday, I do off-ice stick handling and video analysis with an AZ1 athlete of ours, and supposed to be an hour and a half and ended up being 2 hours just because I thought we were having good teachings for the kid, and we kept going, and the parent offered to pay more. And I said, no, don't worry about it. Like, I chose to stay for extra 30 minutes. That was my choice. It's not your fault, right? So I thought we were teaching the kid a lot. So it's how you do things and who you are, what character level you are. It really affects how people see you, and the feedback you get is quite great. And like I was talking to Mook earlier, the Willie O'Ree made me reflect on what I've done and how many people I've affected. That's what drives me, and my team. Like I said, if we're trying to get rich quick, we're in the wrong business. So it's the kind of the feedback you get is what we draw on, and it's incredible.
And then even as you spoke into the next shift, right? Like having your foundation has opened up so many more doors to you, where you are lucky enough to work with organizations even like Edmonton, homegrown, like Oilers is your diehard team. Like that's like a dream come true. But like I get to work with Oilers on any capacity, I'm jumping on it. Right? That's a dream.
Yeah.
Imagine if Oilers said, hey, you want to collab with your podcast? I'd be like, yes, sir. Sign me up wherever. Right? So how was that experience, or even sitting in meetings, going to the Rogers Arena and soaking that all in, and how that kind of, made you realize like, I'm really blessed enough to have this opportunity, and I want to carry it forward to the next generation the right way. I want to, my teachings and what I stand, I want that to speak more than me as an individual. I don't want to hold, Arjun did it. I don't want that. As you alluded to, like, I want AZ1 to be like, you know what? Yeah, this is a foundation that did.
100%. And for me, the relationship with the Oilers actually stemmed from my team. Gunwar Sandhu and Sunny Seacon really spearheaded the first South Asian night with the Oilers, and that was a big breakthrough. I was one of like the highlighted individuals that night, but I was in a huge prominent role of setting things up and really pushing things forward with the Oilers. So they brought me onto the committee the second year, and that's when my relationship with the Oilers grew. And like you said, the Oilers come to you and are like, hey, let's have a meeting. I'm like, yeah, what time? I'm there right now if you want me to, right? There's no hesitation. You're an Oilers fan. I love the Oilers. I know everything about the Oilers. You watch every game. You're diehard. Like, that's like a dream come true. So I hopped on the committee, and you meet the right people. The Oilers organization is fantastic, top to bottom. Everyone I've met is unbelievable humans, first of all. Really cooperating, and they really like to hear things out and are open to new ideas, which is all we can ask for. Everything we really propose is, how can we help you? And it's not like we're the Oilers. There's no entitlement. It's incredible working with them. And the South Asian nights are one thing, and that's great. But the first shift program that we're going to do this January, starting on the 18th with the welcome event, not only do 45 kids get free head-to-toe equipment,
That's so cool.
they get 6 on-ice sessions, and then they get an opportunity to go into the next phase. There's 3 phases, starting from January to August. So they get first shift with us and the Oilers, and then there's Colby's kids, and then they have the hockey school. And if you prove that you registered for minor hockey, they give some of the money back. So it's $300 for the program, which is nothing. Right? For equipment and sessions and jerseys and whatever else, right? So it's, like I said, the Oilers are fantastic, and for us to be able to help them out is one thing, but also collaborate with them on many things, like the South Asian Summits, like the South Asian Nights. Like,
never have I fathomed in my mind, like, it's happening everywhere now, right? Like, I think Canucks, their South Asian Nights coming up soon, I think. Right?
They do Diwali.
They are, right? Yeah. So, like, even think about that. Like, there's carpet laid on the ice, and they're doing Bhangra on the ice. How crazy is that?
Sick, yeah.
Like, we watch it. Like, I don't think people absorb it. Like, they sit there and be like, yo, like, damn, that's our representation of our culture on something that we didn't think that was possible.
To your point there, like, I wore a kurta pajama to the South Asian night.
Imagine walking in Rogers Arena with a kurta. You're like, this feels weird.
We're in a suite. I look around. There's 20 people in kurta or suits. I'm like,
where am I?
What is going on right now? McDavid's playing. I'm in a kurta. What? So, unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah. No, that's such a beautiful thing to see, man. Even like having the jerseys and whatnot. I don't know if did they have jerseys last year for Oilers? No, right?
Well, there are jerseys, but they're very select.
No, like for the players. They weren't. Not for the actual game for that day.
Not for the players, but hope to get there one day.
One day, slow and steady, man. It's just small steps like that allows you to grow, and that was our first step. And having it over and over, even like Calgary's doing it, Winnipeg's done it.
Yeah, Winnipeg.
Like predominantly all I think Canadian teams have done it.
Yeah.
Has Toronto done it? No, Toronto hasn't.
They've done some events, but no South Asian nights just yet. But that's the goal now, is to, like, Western Canada is our home, and that's where we predominantly, but we can push it there, right? Yeah. I think we alluded to earlier, like, it's who you know, and we meet these people. Like, we go to the NHL offices, you meet good people. Yep. You go to Edmonton, you have a lot of people like Sunny and Gunwar that already have these relationships, and they're on your team. You have to leverage that, right?
Exactly.
We can't just be stationary. Change takes time, but you have to push the envelope.
You do.
And that's not saying you knock on every door and just say, I need to do the most things in the world, right? Yeah. You have to be selective and be smart about it, which is something we really value, right? But like I said, you have to be selective, but you got to keep pushing. You can't just be like, all right, we had South Asian night and that's great. We're just going to do it again next year, right? Like, that'd be awesome, but there's a lot of work to do. I won't lie, but these are good opportunities that we can showcase that this wasn't here 5 years ago. What's not going to be here that we don't see now that we can do in 5 years.
And even there's so many minority holders. Even look at Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Right?
The PAMA
Golden Knights. That's I didn't know about this until recently when they were posting with the Stanley Cups and all that stuff. I'm like, is that guy Apana? He's an owner? Wait, what? I didn't know this. And that's such a cool thing to see. Like our Apanes are becoming part of history that will forever live. And that's the greatest thing for me to see. Like, I don't care who it is, as long as they're representing a culture in the right way, what you said is more so, don't make it about you. Exactly. Don't make it about the overall picture of what we put out. And when I see that, man, it genuinely, like, as weird as it sounds, like I sit there and smile.
Yeah, it's not weird at all. It's an achievement. Everything we do, like, that's the first cup in Vegas Golden Knights history. And it's going to be labeled that they were minority owners. They're on the cup. They're in the books. It's forever. You can't erase it. You can't erase that. And you should sit there and smile, but also next day get to work. Like, that's got to be YouTube soon, right?
You never know what doors, open up, and then you kind of touched upon it a little bit, like networking, right? We all talk about it, like, oh, we got a network. Everybody talks about it. Well, what does that even mean? A lot of people just go to places, they're thinking networking. Oh, I was at that event. Okay, what did you do?
Nothing.
You got a couple people, didn't talk to anybody. I was at that event though. At network. Like, speak on that more, the actual power of networking, meeting people and collaborating. That's the next step. Meeting people is cool. I can meet, let's say I met Old Man at Q Films. I know him, cool. What'd you do with him? Nothing. Because there's so many things you can do, right? So explain that collaborative effort that you have tried to incorporate in your life from the networks that you have made. And you alluded to like Conwar and even Sunny. And even how that helped you as well, right?
Like I said, so I'm doing my master's of business now, and then you walk in the door first day and networking. It's a buzzword. Networking. You go to this event, go to that event, like you said. And I go to the first couple in my first year, and I'm like, all right, this is great. And shake a couple hands, and this is who I am. And I go home, and I'm like,
fuck, did I just do this?
Yeah, like, am I ever going to see those people again? Right? So you reflect a little bit, and you adjust. And my biggest thing is, yes, we want to network. We want to enter as many doors as we can, get in the events, meet a lot of people, but it's what type of relationship can we have in that 5-6 minute span? Like, how can we relate? Yeah. I'm not going in there asking for a job or asking for somebody's sponsor or et cetera, et cetera. I'm just going in there to make a friend and relate to somebody in some way. And that's my goal when I network now. The first step is relating and building a relationship that you can somewhat follow up on.
Yeah.
The third step for me is, how do I leverage my network? Yeah, we have a great relationship. I'm ready to muck. I'm like, these guys are awesome. We're joking around. We're kidding around. We all go home. We go to sleep. 2 months later, we're like, oh, yeah, how's it going, man? 4 months later.
You good?
Yeah, you good, bro?
Hope everything's well.
Bro, yeah. Happy birthday, bro. Happy New Year, right? Merry Christmas. It's how we can use those relationships, right? It's leveraging your network. Yes, I knew Sonny for many years. My brother was good friends with him. I was good. Like, I know Dampy. I know of Dampy. He's one of the oldest hockey players that we have in our community that played at good levels. But how am I going to leverage that? And now we're working together and we're meeting together almost daily of how we can push things forward in Ice Hockey India, ball hockey, South Asian Canada Cup, making a Punjabi Elite League. It's how you leverage your relationships is the biggest skill with networking. So for me, it's relationship building. It's how do I build a relationship and how can we mutually benefit? If I need something, how are you going to help me? And what can I do for you to help you? And that's my version of networking.
But I think a lot of people have that narrative of like, you have to, like, apparently like it's a negative connotation to get something out. They're like, oh, that's selfish. Like, that's how you get something better. It's like, like you're digging with someone to find gold. One guy can get there eventually, but two people can get there faster, right? That doesn't mean you guys are using each other. You guys are working together to a goal. right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time there's a negative connotation, but like, oh, he's just using the people that he has around him, right? You probably get that a lot too.
For me, it's competition or collaboration.
Yeah.
Am I trying to build a hockey organization to be the best and erase all the other ones? Or am I trying to build something good that I can leverage to work together, right? Same thing you guys, podcasts. Oh, we have to be the best. I can't talk to any of the podcasts or have any other podcasters on my podcast because, that's not good. We can't help each other. So, like you said, it's collaborating. And I think another kind of buzzword, but you have to collaborate. Like Dabby, for example, has South Asian hockey, and I have AZ1 Hockey, and we do summits all the time, right? Sonny comes in there on the brick aspect, right? So Sonny helped me become the Team Brick team rep. So Team Brick's the Edmonton-based team. So for me, that's huge, right? I didn't have a chance to play on Team Brick just because at that time my parents didn't have any knowledge of what the brick tournament was and how to try out, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. This year, we have a South Asian kid that from AZ1 Hockey is trained, and we have molded him to get to that level, and he got invited. So he has a chance to play on Team Brick, which is crazy. Crazy. So we're really hoping he is. But if I thought about it as his parents are trying to use me, like, come on, right? Yeah, like, my aspect is like, use me. I'm here. I'm a resource. Come get what you can get, and when you can't, I'll guide you to somebody else, or I'll try to help you, right? Yeah. So for me, it's perspective. Like, you can either have a positive outlook and work together on things, or have a competitive outlook. You should be competitive, but pick and choose your battles, right? So.
And even like seeing the growth in general for hockey, like in our community, is so cool. Because like so many of my friends playing in that Punjabi league, league, right? Yeah. I didn't know what it was until last year. Like Prince and like Arjun, like I'm starting seeing this draft. I'm like, fuck, are they drafted for? Why are you guys getting drafted? I want to be drafted, right?
Well, see,
I don't know how to play ball hockey, but it's cool though. Yeah, so like seeing that, right? Like you guys built something out, ball hockey. It's different from some people that might not like skating or whatnot, right? Now this is an aspect they can enjoy, ball hockey. How did that even start, and how do you guys feel like it's going to grow over a period of time? Because, like, it's predominant right now, it's just Punjabis, right? But I see the other probably culture you guys want to, like, integrate and bring everybody together, because you don't want to just, like, be like, no, it's only Punjabis and that's it. Fuck everybody else, right?
Exactly. So it starts off there. So the Punjabi Elite League is a foundation. So there's a South Asian Canada Cup that happens every 2 years. That tournament's based to have all the best players from Canada. It's a Canada-wide tournament. There's a women's division, there's an A division, B division, and C division. It's based to make Team India for IIHF.
Oh, really?
Or IIBHF, like International Ball Hockey Federation. There's a Worlds that happens. It's actually happening this coming June, which is a massive from Team Canada, Czech, Slovakia, and Team India is in there. So the South Asian Canada Cup is used to not only have a good time and everyone meets everybody, you become a family, culture stays together, community stays together, but it's to evaluate, right? There's coaches there evaluating that who is the best talent to play on the next Team India, right? And the goal is to get a female and male team to the Worlds every 2 years. So it's set off where the Worlds is 1 year and then the South Asian Canada Cup is the other year. Punjabi Elite League is in Edmonton because Edmonton's just lucky. We have really good facilities for ball hockey. I'm not sure why, but we're like the hub, right? And in 2018, we had at that point, it was formerly known as Indo-Canada Cup. Now it's South Asian Canada Cup. We changed it last May, but it's a massive tournament. That was the first time I played ball hockey, and that's how I got connected to the game. And Sonny, another time was you set up the tournament here. Yeah. It was the first time it's ever been outside of Calgary. Every other tournament has been outside of Calgary, and in 2027 it'll be here again. So ball hockey is a huge thing. The NHL is buying into it. It might even accelerate to be an Olympic. Well, it will be an Olympic sport. It's just when.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
100%. It's reaching that level, and it's a lot of people just say, "Oh, it's street hockey." Well, I played ice hockey my whole life, and in 2018 I started playing ball hockey. It's a different game. It's you stop running, you're stopped. On your skates, you stop striding, you can glide, right? So cardio-wise, it's crazy. You're playing with a ball, not a puck. different reads, right? Different areas, different systems, tactics. So it's a really good sport, and the Punjabi Elite League's awesome because there's a lot of first generation kind of older people in the Edmonton community that didn't get the chance or the mentorship to play ice hockey. Yeah. They had the talent, but they didn't maybe have the skating ability. They didn't work out. Their parents didn't know. They didn't have the time. They had to go to work, right? Harsh reality. But those players are very, very good players. And we showcase their talent. We had social media this year for the first time, and it was our first year.
I haven't seen this. I gotta see this.
Yeah, so every game had social media there. We had like 300K views on our account for the rest of the season.
Wow.
No, you're right, because I saw Arjun like holding the trophy, won the Player of the Week or something.
Yeah,
right?
so
that was it, right?
Every week, whether one game or 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Each week had a Player of the Week, and we had playoffs and the draft, and there's trade deadline, there's waiver wire. It's a full-on league. There's trades.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's big. I didn't know how big it was.
We're gonna need agents soon.
Hit up Mook. Gets a fair value for who you are as a player.
Yeah, so no, that's the fun part. And the best part is people get competitive. The level's very good, but then the next year maybe you have competition with somebody. The next year you're on the same team. So that's the best part. But we use that as kind of a foundation to make teams for South Asian Canada Cup. Yeah. Or people that maybe just want to play, right? That didn't get the chance to play hockey before. There's a lot of people that just started playing or have never played. There's also elite players. So that's the reason for the draft, is to have parity on each team and everyone gets together. So ball hockey is an outstanding sport. I recommend it to all my athletes that play ice hockey in the summers. You work on your hands, you work on your cardio, so it's different, but it's great. Yeah.
No, it's amazing to you. I think one of the things you also touched upon is also promoting that female side. Pushing that agenda, because I don't think we spoke about it at all, actually. And then, what's so funny, like how you just decided we don't speak on it at all? In our culture, that gets put on the back burners too, though. Because a female playing hockey or basketball, any sports, that's crazy. Like, I don't know why that's crazy, but like, apparently that's like an afterthought. But like, no, kuriyan kheldiyan nahi. Yeah. It's a saying a lot of the time, right? But now we see so many girls, whether it's on NCAA levels, whether it's on Canada, I don't know what the next levels are, WHL and all that. I don't know what the the levels are, but you're seeing so many of them are actually killing it in their sport. And the limelight sometimes gets dim when it comes to the women's side, which is, I don't understand that. They should be able to pursue it if they want. If a girl says, like, I love playing basketball, I love playing hockey, why would we not support that enough? Why is there not more effort into creating an environment for them to succeed as well? Because we as men, we have all these outlets, but for women, we put them on the back burners because why?
100%. And the why is there's no reason.
Yeah, literally.
It's just a traditional foundation that kind of we carried forward for no reason. So the next step for Punjabi Elite League is to have a female division.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Cat's out of the bag. So that's the next step, is because there's not a lot of good female leagues, even in Edmonton, for anyone. So the next step is to have that in. The Punjabi Elite League's fun because we're going to add that Caucasians or BIPOC athletes that play on the predominantly Punjabi or South Asian teams, they'll be eligible to play. So those are rules that we're thinking about and maybe integrating. But on the female side, there's Janreet Bussey, who got drafted to the PWHL. The PWHL is the Professional Women's Hockey League. It's the first ever women's hockey league for women to actually get paid and play as professionals. It's really blowing up. I'd suggest people go to the games, watch the games. It's very entertaining. There's a lot of good talent, but she's the first to get drafted to Vancouver, and she's actually trying out now to try to make the roster, which she has a good, strong chance. She's a very good player. Had really good seasons at UBC, 5 years there. So, and she I think she won the Canada West Championship 2 or 3 times and went to nationals and maybe won even nationals. So, very decorated career, and that's why AZ1 and South Asian Hockey, we try to amplify that a lot, because there are a lot of young girls playing. With the Summits, we do have a lot of young girls. There's this really good young girl from Victoria on the island, Core Hockey. So I would recommend everyone go look at her Instagram page and just see like all these cool things she's doing. But even on the collegiate side, like you said, NCAA or Canada West, there's Maddie Rye, there's Maya King, there's Jaya Schipple, who's playing at RHA in Kelowna. There's a lot of good female athletes coming. Yeah. And 5 years ago, did we think Arshdeep Bains was going to be in the NHL? Did we think Zane Park was going to be in the NHL? No. In 5 years, can a lot of these girls that we just named be in the PWHL? Chenry just is a trailblazer. She just broke a barrier. This has never happened before. The league's only less than 5 years old, but to be there already from almost the foundation of the league is I think huge. So the female side isn't like, we're developing it, I think. Like that's one of my main goals is even next year here have an all-female camp, right? Designated all only females, and then they get familiar and then they become friends. Because a lot of times females shy away from coming because there's no other females or there's only 2 of them, right? So I want to remove that hurdle and just say all female camp, and then they can integrate into the all normal camps and do whatever they feel is right, and I'll accommodate accordingly. But like you said, it's pushed to the back burner for no reason. And I think we're going to push that to the forefront like we did in the South Asian Canada Cup. The females played at the best times. They played on the best floors. They got streamed intentionally. We want to push it forward because it's been set back for no reason.
You know, that's another thing I want to talk about as well. Sometimes, like, I have seen it. Okay, we all seen the videos or clips. You know, like where WNBA players are getting shitted on by Jeff Teague or somebody they're talking shit, right? But there are some where the extreme, we're like, no, like we as women, we deserve this. We want to do this, right? How do you guys find that? Where is that balance you find in between? Because there's that almost, well, you got to be delusional to accomplish the dream you want. Like at WNBA, there's always that talk. It's not entertaining. Lower the rim, this, that, right? There's always that talk. But then there's the other side of women be like, okay, maybe we don't want that. We played on 10 feet all this time, but why are we going to like 9 feet rim? We don't want that. But again, it's that whole entertainment aspect, right? Growing that. And I think that's a cool thing. Putting it on the front foot, potentially putting it in prime times and actually showcasing the skills. Because now at least you can gauge the audience. Hey, this is the thing. Exactly. Right?
Yeah, it's easy to hate on stuff. It's easy to make memes. That's just today's culture, right? It's gonna happen no matter where you. But all publicity is good publicity. Jeff Teague wants to shit on the WNBA.
He's so funny.
Yeah, so funny. It's hard to hate him, but it's still good publicity because now we're talking about it, and now somebody listen to this will say, "Hey, what's the WNBA?" And it helps, right? Yeah. But like I said, to put it on the forefront is key. But they deserve a lot. They deserve to be pushed forward, but. They do, man. I still think there needs to be a work ethic, right? There needs to be a push, not only from us, but from them, right? We all got to work together in this. As much as they deserve the forefront and all that, I 100% agree. But I think as for the rules and things like that, I think that should be open discussion and mostly from the players' aspect and deciding whether they want to change rules like lower the rim. Like in the PWHL, they have a really good rule that we put in Punjabi Elite League it's called a jailbreak rule. If you're on a power play, a 2-minute power play or a 4-minute power play, and a shorthanded goal occurs, your power play is wiped away. So it goes back to even strength.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a really cool rule because it gives more excitement to the game. The other team has a chance to make a play and keeps the power play team on their toes, right? So like, I'm sure the players talked about that. The PWHL players talked about that, and it'd be cool if you see that in the NHL. But I think it should be open discussion.
And I think that's the main thing, having an open discussion, because like obviously, it's a business. Sports is a business.
It is.
The people that are walking in the buildings, they don't want to see just like on any kind of sports, they don't want to see a boring game. They want to see something entertaining that's going to bring them back and watch that, right? And now bringing that together, I think that discussion is important where, okay, how can we like come to a middle ground and feel like we're not disrespecting you? Because that's where it often comes down to. Like when it comes to women's sport, it's like, no, you guys can't tell us this is disrespectful. How can you even ask of that? But the thing is like taking that emotional side of it, like aspect away from that discussion is so hard too. Because like they want to be just as competitive as men. Right? But that conversation needs to be just has to be had in a manner where, yes, of course, you're respecting them, but be realistic. Hey, this is a business. If people are not entertained, they're not coming. You don't have this league. There's no money coming into this. And the people that are funding this, eventually they're going to be like, we're just wasting our money, right?
100%. So, and I agree. It should be open. And open, I mean, like, it should be open from both ends. You have to take some criticism. You have to take some constructive criticism. Like the WNBA would probably benefit from dunks So maybe lowering the rim makes the game more entertaining. It's going to bring more revenue. It's going to bring more people in the seats. And like you said, at the end of the day, it's a business. If you're trying to grow, you have to change or tweak something. Yeah. The NBA does it. It's not like we're only asking WNBA to do it or PWHL. The NHL changes all the time. Yeah. You have to evolve. You have to change. You have to react to what the players want, what the spectators want, what the people that are going to bring in the revenue want is very important. And doing that in a way that's good for the players and the athletes is the hard part, right? That's where the discussion needs to happen. I agree. But I think having different rules isn't really disrespectful. It's let's make this the best product we can. Yeah. It's not really that we can't be different, so we're equal. It's how do we make the best of both worlds in the respective side. So, and I think a little bit of separation is cool. It is. Be distinctive. Be yourself, right? Be different. I think that's another way to look at it. But like I said, open discussion.
Is there anything else that you feel like there's a couple cool segments I want to do with you? Like I want you to build your player. Like we'll do that the latter part of the podcast, right? But is there certain things that you feel like you want to bring to more light to, whether it comes to whether even sports or either struggling with certain aspect of life when it comes to as an athlete? Because there's so many things you go through as an athlete. There's so many things. As you alluded to, you spoke about you going to study. You studied. You're accomplishing that what you want. On top of that, you're also working out constantly to be at a level where you can compete with the highest. And then you're balancing your life and combining all of that. And how important is it to actually build a good circle? Because we talk about it all the time. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with good people. And make sure those people are there for you and the importance of that, right? What do you think the difference been for you with that help with your brother, as you already spoken about, and with your sister? You've seen that, and with your friend that supports you. But really speak about people that go through that lows, and how did you overcome it? Was it just a personal perseverance, but like, I'm gonna overcome it?
Yeah. I think everyone deals with it differently. For me, I kind of sit back and think on things. That's just how I am. I'm not very reactive unless I really need to be. But I like to kind of take time and why did this happen? How can I prevent this from happening? What's the process, right? How can I change the process? Because that's going to change the outcome. Like you said, it's a juggling act. Every day is not pretty, right? You got to go to class. You got to go to workout, actually. So you wake up, your workout. You got to feed yourself first. Mom's not there to cook, right? You got to plan the day. Do I need to take a lunch? What classes do I got? When's practice? And do well in school. Like, I was fortunate enough that my sister pushed me from a young age to say, hey, you're not just an athlete. Let's do your spelling test, right? Right. So I was lucky enough to carry that forward. And I was an academic All-Canadian all 4 years of my undergrad. And it's you unfortunately see a lot of athletes push away their studies, just say, hey, I'm an athlete, I'll worry about this later. But those are the things that we want to ingrain in AZ1. It's the values, it's the important factors. You're not just an athlete, you're a student athlete, right? That's a very key thing. Even if you're going pro, you're going to the NCAA, you're going to get a degree. A lot of the best NHL players have gotten a degree now that they go through the NCAA or the U Sports path, and you need the education side. I want to put a limelight on you can be a student athlete, especially in the South Asian BIPOC community. A lot of people stray away from school, Inushad, school, right? You don't have to. So that's one of my biggest takeaways is like, how do I prevent that, right? How can I put the spotlight on Inushadna, get the scholarship, save the 40, 50K, right? Get that paid for, right? With your athletics, but also keep your academic side. So for me, it's dealing with the lows and highs that are going to come with that, shape you. Your circle kind of naturally forms. Who's there helping you out? Who has a like mind? Who's dealing with similar adversities, lows, highs, right? You can't get too high, can't get too low. Who's going to be there for you and who's going to help you? I think it's sometimes less is more even. As much as we want a lot of good people around us, sometimes you just need the right people around you to form that group.
Yeah. And then just with talking about like what you're just mentioning about just having discipline, and importance of establishing that at a young age, right? because we were talking about how like, you know, kids get into the wrong set of friends, and, you know, unfortunately some of them get into gangs and violence and all that sort. And unfortunately, you know, sports has not been introduced to them at an early age, or, you know, parents have never really thought about taking that avenue. And can you just explain like as to why having kids at a young, putting kids into sports at a young age is so important, and how it established such a, you know, great amount of like, you know, having discipline and just having emotional regulation, and how it like translates into professional work and just personal life as well.
Well, sports is a lifestyle. You're not just playing to play, and if you are, you're still learning a lot. It's a lifestyle. It's how you act, how you perform your day. You plan your day, right? You're preparing. I got a game tomorrow. I got to go to school. How am I going to prepare? So discipline's the biggest factor, right? Yeah. You're going to go to bed on time because I got a long day tomorrow. I got to go to school. I come home, maybe I nap, eat quick, and I got a game. Yeah. How am I going to prepare for that? Kids are doing it from 5 years old on. Like from 5 to 10, you're kind of learning. 8, 9, 10, you're like, oh, I'm really excelling at this. I need to really push forward. How am I going to do that? I'm going to eat right? I'm going to train right. I'm going to get my school done at school so I don't have homework because I have practice tonight. I got to go work out tonight. So sports is a lifestyle. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing. Once you're fully committed to it, it's a joyful, beautiful journey. But that doesn't mean it's easy, right? So I don't want to put out the formality of, oh yeah, this is all rainbows and sunshine. It's not. It's hard. Yeah. But anything you really want or care for in life is hard. Yeah. It's not going to be easy. So like I said, sports is a lifestyle, and it keeps you out of the bad things, like you mentioned, the gangs, the drugs now, even like vapes and stuff. Like kids are young. Like it is crazy, man. Bro, like, I'm like, how do you even know what that is? Like, right? But it's the phones, it's the social media. But my best advice to the young athletes and parents is always stay off of it. Don't give them a phone until you need to, right? Until it's needed, right? Yeah. So it's like I said, that all falls into the lifestyle. Right? You're staying away from phones, you're staying away from vapes, you're staying away from social media, you're staying away from negative circles because you're just so busy. You don't have time. You're on your own mission, right?
I tell the people all the time, man. When you actually have a mission, you don't have time. Yeah. When you're actually working towards a purpose, you don't have time for foolery or to indulge in these type of behavior. You don't.
Yeah, even I came home now. Last year was my first year home, and almost 10 years full year home. And my mom's like, meeting hai hundiya teriyan. And I'm like, yeah, kare nahi benda, right? Check kare hunda office hunda meeting hundiya. And like, you know, they kind of get like annoyed, like, what's this guy doing? What do you have? Like, computers bari barda, laptop ni sarda, right? But at the end of the day, they figure out this kid's working really hard. Yeah. You're obviously doing something, right? You're going to sleep late, you're waking up early. Yeah. There's a reason for that. Nobody doing the wrong things is doing it, right? So it carries forward into, like you said, the corporate side of things. For me, I've carried those values. Now I'm building a brand, which is AZ1 Hockey. The on-ice is great. The off-ice is great. The mentorship's awesome. I have to learn how to form a team and work within that team, keep that team together. I wouldn't know any of this because I can't learn that in school. It's all practical skill, right? And if I didn't play sports, I wouldn't just learn it. It's not going to come, right? I spent my whole life on this lesson.
But you got to be ready for the practical work, though.
100%.
Right? Like everybody says, like, oh, I never learned this in school. But what people don't understand is like, but those were the building blocks to get to the point where you are today. To have a better understanding. Because a lot of people say that, oh, school's useless. But it's not really useless, I'm telling you. As you spoke, you actually talked about this. Learning how to speak in a manner where you're presentable. Nobody wants to, your coach doesn't want to be like, yeah, like, I'll be there, like, yo, what's good? Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah. 100%. It's anything you do, school, sport, whatever it may be, it's what you're going to take out of it. I could go to school and not listen, not absorb anything, and be like, yeah, this is a waste of money. Well, it's because of you. It's not because the teacher or the prof or the students around you. It's you're sitting there saying, this is BS, this is a waste of my time. Well, yeah, it is, because you're wasting your time and you're doing the BS. Get in there, get integrated, prepare for it. What's tomorrow's lesson and dial in, right? You're going to take something away. Whether you get the highest grade or not, that don't matter, right? It's how can I apply this to me right now and later, right? So that's how my approach is changed.
No, that's fair, man. I mean, as we're winding down the podcast, I want to build a player with you. Okay, we're gonna start from top to bottom. Okay, okay. We'll start off with skating ability.
Well, that's easy, McDavid.
Yeah. Watch me, McDavid.
I honestly don't think anyone's like. People see him doing. There's a thing called Power Edge Pro, and any video you see McDavid in the summer, he's going through the dangler so quick, and you can't teach that. It's not because everyone does power. I did it. I didn't skate like that, right?
Yeah. I look nothing like that.
Yeah, I watched my right. It's.
He's the fastest skater last year in the All-Star.
Yeah, and he's just gifted. Like you can't teach. Like you can work on your speed. You can do everything, but his speed is like it's like a video game.
So you got McDavid at skating. What about hands?
Ooh, are we doing like all time, or like?
You can do all time.
Current players.
You can do all time if you want, as long as they know who you're talking about. Don't throw some random ass who be like, yeah, Bobby Orr.
I think for hands, I might do Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. What about shooting?
Ovechkin.
Let's go. I'm like, it better be a one answer. It better be Ovechkin.
My favorite player. I had yellow laces because of him. I had laces in my pants because of him.
His swag. His swag was like no other.
His swag.
His jersey tucked in both sides, one
my
side.
jersey tucked in. Yeah. I was him.
He created a wave though. Ovi created a wave. Dark visor.
Exactly, but hockey players don't have swagger. He had swagger. He was the first player to be like, I don't care about these norms. I'm going to wear a visor. I'm going to have yellow laces. I'm going to flop. I'm going to have my jersey tucked in. I ain't going to move. I'm going to score from here. And you can't do nothing about it. So it's
hilarious.
Okay, so shooting, we got Ovi, and then what about IQ?
Crosby. Guy wins. And look at him now, even at the Four Nations.
Yep.
McDavid might be the best player in the league right now, but I think Crosby's IQ is like no other. Like he just knows how to win. And at any level, anywhere I've watched him, even now, his team's not very good, but he is phenomenal. I think if I put him on the Oilers or Colorado, any good team right now, he's still the best player in the league in that conversation, top 3. Like he's right there.
Okay.
The last one is body. I think this one is interesting.
Yeah, this one is interesting because it's like you could go Ovi's dad bod, but he's jacked and he rocks everyone.
But I would say Nate though.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. Or you could go, or you can go Nate, and he's galloping all over the ice. He's so fit, right? So I will go Nate because he is a bulldozer, right? He's like you. Once you see that gallop, you know it's a goal. Like he's not skating, he gallops.
He does, bro. It's like he's almost running.
You can like he's in his equipment, and you can see his frame. Like he is solid, right? So. For hockey players, I want to go hit the gym. Look at that guy. You want to.
I like that line. You got Ovi in there, so I'm happy. I don't care for the rest.
Warren, you got McDavid's speed, Crosby's IQ, Nate's.
Got everything.
Yeah, and Patrick Kane's hands. Yeah. That's a GOAT level tier.
If we can put that together, we'll be pretty happy. Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, Arjun, that was a beautiful conversation, man. We talked about a lot. I hope the audience out there got a lot out of it. And then even for people that want to reach out to you, like explain how they can get in hold of you, whether it's whatever platform they can use, and how can they get hold of you guys if they want to reach out.
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you guys. Super genuine, super friendly. Like it was awesome. It was a pleasure for me to come out here. But yeah, it's AZ1 Hockey on all platforms. That's AZ and then the number 1 Hockey. That's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and our website's www.az1hockey.ca. There's many platforms you can reach out. Our email is az1hockey@gmail.com. So whatever you need, it's out there.
No, thank you, man. Again, on that note, guys, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you.